Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of season 2 of Tara Talks. I'm your host, Tara Babcock, here for Zoomin.TV Games, and this week we want to ask you, are you pro Sony or pro Microsoft in the console wars? Also, does Hideo Kojima really want some of his characters to be more erotic? Find out in this week's Tara Talks. Let's get a move on. As you all might already know, Microsoft has announced a November 22nd release date for the Xbox One. This means that the Xbox One is going to be 1 week earlier than the PS4 in Europe and 1 week behind it in the States. Some other small tidbits of info got out as well. According to the official product description of the Xbox One, you can have up to 8 controllers attached to it. Massively multiplayer much? And, as the console is in full production right now, a marketing manager of Microsoft told investors that they've tweaked the processor to make it approximately 10% faster. Oh well, we'll see when the consoles come out, but where is your current allegiance in the console war? Are you in the Xbox One camp with Microsoft, or are you over there with the PS4 and Sony? And here's a little bit of news that might push you toward the Sony camp. Sony is developing its own virtual reality headset. No, this isn't the head-mounted thing that was revealed last week, it's more of like an Oculus Rift device. Pretty cool, huh? When we talked to Sony big shot Jim Ryan at Gamescom, he was a little bit mysterious about their love for Oculus Rift.
If you look at screen functionalities, one of the obvious things, and you guys have flirted with it before, is the head glasses of Oculus Rift. Is there are there any talks going on between you guys? Because it's obviously a tech you are interested in.
You know, there are all sorts of paths that gaming is going to go in over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. And that's all I'm going to say about that at this stage.
Oculus Rift, right?
I'm just going to say we're looking at all sorts of things. And that's all I'm going to say at this stage.
If you really don't want to jump to the next generations just yet, because maybe the consoles are too expensive or you're waiting for just the right games, we here at Zoomin Games can say there is no shame in staying with your Xbox 360, for the time being. Microsoft has officially promised 3 more years of support for the Xbox 360, and there are apparently over 100 games in development for the almost 8-year-old console. And I mean, with Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out, we can honestly say there is tons and tons more fun left to be had in this generation of consoles still. Hideo Kojima has shown his dark side when last week he tweeted that he wanted more erotic characters in the game. Later he said he meant sexy, but the damage was already done by then. He said he wanted a sexy character because it's good for the cosplay community, and better for selling figurines. One of the game characters is Quiet, a mute sniper with a big-ass long rifle wearing nothing more than a bikini and ripped see-through tights. Yep, that's good for cosplay, and cheap for the cosplayers. And with the game being made with the Fox engine, Quiet is expected to look ultra-realistic. She also has the body of Dutch model Stephanie Houston, who's been scanned thoroughly by Mr. Kojima. No, I mean like literally scanned by like cameras and stuff. Look. And that's it for this week's news. Let's jump to the newly announced game releases. Focus Home Interactive has announced the first-person shooter Space Hulk Deathwing. This game is based on the Warhammer 40k universe, so you'll be a badass space marine on the Deathwing squad, kicking ass against creepy creatures on board a Space Hulk spaceship. Unfortunately, no platforms or release dates have been announced as of yet. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 will be coming to Europe after all. Ghostlight only wanted to produce the game for the Nintendo DS if enough people bought it, and since 1,800 of you bought it and paid for it, Ghostlight decided to put it in stores all around Europe. These 1,800 heroes who bought the game will have their names immortalized in the manual forever. And again, no release date is yet known. Great news for Mega Man fans! Keiji Inafune has started a Kickstarter for a game that's considered a Mega Man clone. The Mighty No. 9 is about a little boy robot who has to go around killing 8 other robots who have been corrupted by a virus. And just like, let's say, Mario, you can go around and change your abilities and power up along the way. Defeating enemies means more power for the little guy, basically. Depending on the amount of money raised, of course, Mighty No. 9 will be released April 2015 on PCs and consoles, but no next-gen stuff apparently. Ugh, but that was in the far future. What's coming out this week? This Thursday, the troubled shooter Arma 3 will be released on PC via Steam. I say troubled because recently 2 developers were in military prison because of espionage. Apparently they were caught taking pictures from a military base. Oh well, the game will be out and it will feature big open worlds, realistic weapons, authentic warfare, and of course vehicles. As we are in Metal Gear Solid mode anyway this episode, I'd like to announce that Metal Gear Solid The Legacy Collection will be out for the PS3. This package has a cool art book and gives you Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2 HD Edition, Metal Gear Solid 3 HD Edition, Metal Gear Solid 4 Trophy Edition, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD Edition, and Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. Whew. That was a mouthful. That's what she said. I'm actually really excited for this collection because I love Metal Gear Solid. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time, yet I've only spent like 20 minutes on Metal Gear, so I kinda have to catch up. I know, shame on me for not having played his predecessor. Electronic Arts is releasing NHL 14 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3 this Tuesday in the States and this Friday in Europe. You know what this game is about? Ice hockey. Let's score some goals while hitting other people in the face when the gloves come off. And Sony has the new adventure game Puppeteer coming up. In this game, you play as a puppet without a head who's trying to find new heads that give you new abilities like throwing bombs. But of course you want to find your own head. This game's coming out on Tuesday in the States and Wednesday in Europe. If you guys are into really scary games, be sure to check Steam this week for the new sequel to Amnesia. Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs will drag you to the depths of greed, power, and madness. Or at least that's what the press release promises us. And the last game we will mention here is Kingdom Hearts. I know we're all waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 to be released, but we can ease our pain a little bit with Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix that's only available for the PS3. This gives you an HD version of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. The story from Kingdom Hearts 358/2 Days will be told by cutscenes. And that's all of the gaming goodies I have for you this week. Let's move on to Tara's topic, where we're gonna get a little bit erotic. So in regards to Hideo Kojima talking openly about wanting more erotic and sexual characters in his games, what do you guys think? How sexy is too sexy? How sexy can you get before it just totally detracts from the actual story of the game? You guys know my opinion is pretty lenient on sex. I think that sex coupled with other things just makes it better. I have no problem with sexualized characters, male or female, and I think that's great to see some of that in games. Of course I don't want that in every single game. I don't want like sexualized SpongeBob or anything like that, but I have no problem with it being in my favorite games like God of War or Metal Gear Solid. What do you guys think? Does it take away from the actual storyline to have something sexual going on? Is sexualized characters actually offensive to you? I know you guys aren't going to agree with me because I have absolutely no problem with sexuality, sexualization, eroticism, or anything like that in video games. But some of you guys do, and I'd like to hear about it in the comments, so don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think about eroticism in the comments. Bye guys, see you next week! Woo! The penis inserts into the vagina, like so. Follow us on social networks.